here you hear it, this is Lord Potato. And this is, what if Asta was betrayed and was the reincarnation of Ryomen Sukuna? Part 3, the end of this what if. Now, there was actual, what's it called, another end of this what if. Promise, footage got corrupted, had to delete it. It pissed me off because I did it for like almost 1 hour entirely. And it was because half of it I just fucked it up half of the time. But it was about like, well, it's been already like 4 days since that corruption footage. I was still pissed. I was still very fucking pissed. So that's why I didn't actually like record the next day and try to finish. I was just extremely pissed. Now, of course, this what if won't be the exact same as like the original that I had before it was corrupted because my phone turned off and pissed me off. But I will have to somehow do it as the same thing I wanted to from the last time. Now, before I do that, how much percent do I have? Oh yeah, I still have 53%. Good enough. But not the point. Let me begin to the what if and let me shut the fuck up. But before I do that, I have another what if that I'm actually, well, I have 3 what ifs. One is actually going to be a one shot. Another is going to be a series. And another one might be a 3-parter series, okay? But yeah. So, if you want to know the details of, well, all 3 of them, well, one is going to make Asta bald. If you already know who Asta is going to be, he's just going to have to train like this man from, well, One Punch Man. Yes, I'm going to make what if Asta train like Saitama. Is that a one shot or is that a movie? Probably a one shot movie or however long I do it, but whatever. The second one is, well, a man that I respect so much in Bleach that is somewhat, well, from the good side. I say somewhat because this man does not give a shit much about being a good person. He's a fucking menace and I love it. So yeah, there's that one. I'm also going to probably do it for also One Piece, but don't worry about that. Also, I should mention that, what's it called? Demon did kind of give me a what if that I'm going to do, but yeah. What's it called? Not the point. And then for the 5th one, well, yeah. 3rd one I said for Asta. The 3rd one is going to be the son of a man you already know from Bleach. A false god, I should say. But not the point. Let me go into this what if and let me shut the fuck up. Also, before I actually forget to mention this, that one what if that I kind of put on a community post that was like 5 months ago. What if Madre Sukuna, Aizen, who else did I put civilian? Virgil and Doflamingo all went into the same universe together. I'm going to still make that what if. I'm just thinking how to actually do it. So yeah, don't worry about it. Those what ifs are gonna come out. Oh, I should mention about this. All the old Naruto what ifs are either 1 year or 2 years. Well, yeah, 1 year only because I only have this channel for 1 year. 1 year old or something. I'm going to try to finish them. I'm gonna just like hit myself in the head and try to just somehow finish them. Okay? Well, not somehow. Finish them by not being fucking lazy. Okay? But let me begin to this what if and let me shut the fuck up. But yeah, so we begin here. So we go into Asta, also known as Ryomen Sukuna. So Asta has fully fused with Sukuna. Not a recap, but this is gonna just be short. He is, well, the reincarnation Sukuna after being betrayed by sending into prison for a while. So of course he destroyed, well, half the Clover Kingdom, but he only had 1 finger power. Of course he went to Spade Kingdom and destroy the demon contractors and, well, the devil contractors and the devils himself. Also gets out of a dimension and now has 16 fingers in total. He had 12 when he went in, but now he has 16 finger power. So yeah, he has managed to gain that much. Is it where, well, Asta is now going on to, well, the other 3 kingdoms. Well, somewhat 3 kingdoms. The Diamond Kingdom is already destroyed. The last 2 that are left are, well, the Heart and the Clover Kingdom. Asta couldn't really destroy the Clover Kingdom because of how he only had 1 finger of Sukuna when he actually merged. Sukuna really doesn't tell him that because you know how Sukuna is. Doesn't really want to tell anyone that much stuff. Until a surprise, yeah. But we go into Asta. Asta, who's just like got out, sees his 3 lieutenants. Now I should mention 3 lieutenants because one of them are already, well, at a kingdom already. The 3 lieutenants are Jogo, Mahito, and also, well, Hanami. Now, Drogo, who is D-R, well, not D-R, D-O-G-E-N, Drogo, not dragon, yeah, I think that's how you say, who is the jellyfish, octopus, whatever cursed spirit, is at the Heart Kingdom. So, yeah. So, of course, Asta looks at his, like, 3, well, mostly lieutenant generals, whatever. And, of course, Mahito has a army behind him of cursed human spirits. Yes, he transformed lots of the devil contractors into, well, the spirits. He also has one wrapped up as in paper. He has like one that's wrapped in paper. And this is where there's others that he has in his hand. That one wrapped in paper will be becoming important because in the original, what's it called, footage, I didn't like mention this, but yeah. I mentioned it, but I didn't actually like, well, what's it called, said what it was actually. So yeah, I can remember what I actually didn't do with it. But yeah. So we go into Asta and, well, the others will go into the kingdom. Of course, Asta goes to the Heart Kingdom and tells them to all go, except for Hanami. Hanami is going with him towards, well, Hanami, yeah, towards the Heart Kingdom. So, of course, when we go into Noelle, Mimosa, and, well, Nero is dead. Nero died a long time ago when she tried to steal Asta's powers away, and Asta ripped through her like it was nothing. But yeah. So Mimosa and Noelle are there, but also some other people are there. Klaus is actually there, kind of. Well, not Klaus. Mostly, what's it called? Vermilion. What's it called? Yeah, not Vermilion. Merliona. Yeah, Merliona. Who's also there because she went to just train awesome. But yeah. This is where, well, they are there, of course. This is where the Heart Queen does actually have, well, Veronica, or yeah, Veronica, the, what's it called, Spade Kingdom Dark Tribe. She didn't die. She did get stabbed by, well, Noelle, but she didn't die. They're mostly kind of interrogating her and what she has in knowledge and what happened. The Heart Queen realized that, well, realized one thing. The curse that she had on her disappeared before the defeat of like, what's it called? Before the defeat of Veronica. Veronica. Of course, Veronica explains a little bit that she doesn't actually have her devil no more. In that battle, she kind of lost the power and fighting against Noelle midway. And of course, this is where, well, she's right now just decreased a lot. This is where, well, Veronica does not have like all the power that she had, like original canon, because her devil was destroyed in an instant by an evil man. She doesn't understand what her devil said. A man with pinkish and whitish hair, having red slick eyes, 4 in total, but having a little bit green tinges to it. This is where, well, he had markings all over his face, and also had a shirt, well, mostly like a kimono or whatever. Of course, wearing kind of whitish and black kimono. Right now, ripping through a bunch of devils and not giving them any second chance. Setting fire, ice, even other elements that, well, was confusing to the devils because they didn't sense any magic. But Veronica's devil did manage to sense one thing: curse energy. Since the devil is basically mostly in like using curse magic, it was able to sense curse energy. Such a large amount. The devil really thought that this person was using curse magic, but really it wasn't even curse magic. It was curse energy. And of course, Asta managed to gain all the curse energy after devouring lots of devils and killing them. Mostly turning in their suffering and anger and other things, because the devils does have a lot of emotions like those. Like what's it called, negative emotions. making him be able to gain about 4 more fingers. Now the other gains of the other fingers that Asta managed to get was just through his freaking share of how much negative emotion that he had. But now he has so much and has so much curse energy. Now, Asta's up to 16 fingers, but yeah. Now of course the word, well, Asta is kind of like walking out, but yeah. So of course this word Veronica only explains that. She doesn't know what that person's name is, she doesn't care. It was a being of mass destruction and whatever. And this is where when Noelle was hearing the words, her face becomes a little cringe a little bit. She cringes a little bit because she knows the description of Asta, what he looked like 6 months ago. Now, what he looks like makes her feel sadness in her heart. Total sadness. This is where, well, we're not gonna say I don't really know what happened. This is where, well, the Heart Queen was about to say something until one of the magic knights of the Heart Queen said, "My lady, we're under attack, but I don't know who we're attacked." This is where we go fast forward into, well, the attack on the Heart Queen. This creature, this unknown looking like a buff squid creature is destroying multiple well, the Heart Queen what's called magic knights, using water sea creatures to destroy them so easily, using techniques of curse energy. Yes, this is Drogo right now attacking. He heard from the communication from Hanami, managing to actually get close enough, but yeah, Drogo managed to get a communication of like this weird cursed creature going towards him and telling him to attack now. So yeah, of course, well, Asta and, well, Hanami are getting closer. They get close to, well, the place, and of course, this is where Asta says, well, it's time to destroy them all. But this is where he sends a couple of people. This is where, well, a couple of people that he didn't actually expect them to be here, which quite annoys him why they're here. This is where he decides to tell Hanami to actually go destroy, while he goes to talk to these people. These people are right now dealing with a bunch of like new specimens for them, but yeah. Right now, Radius is kind of using the undead, but it's much powerful than his original canon undead. He's not using his grimoire. He's actually going to like a hand signal sign to actually bring up the undead. Not with magic, not his undead like magic mana or anything, but his cursed energy. You see here, Radius became a cursed creature. You see, Radius doesn't look the same like in original canon. He is, well, his eyes are slicked, but they are like upside down cross slicked mostly. Like it kind of looks like that. And of course, this is where, well, mostly it doesn't, not like slick. It's mostly, instead of being a round circle, it's like a star-shaped eye and all that. And of course, instead of being like the circle dot and all that around, you know, the iris circle or whatever, and not the actual what's called pupil. It's like a star. The pupil is like a slick, but yeah, like a cross slick. Of course, the cross slick is red, while the star-shaped thing looks to be purely black. This is where Radius is summoning the undead with his kind of cursed energy. Yes, he has a special ability to kind of be able to summon them with cursed energy. Now, these cursed energy undead are much stronger than the actual mono ones. This is where, well, he still has his grimoire, but he doesn't actually use him much. This is where the curse, the cursed spirits undead are right now destroying the, well, magic knights of the Heart Queen. Well, Heart Kingdom mostly. I don't know why I say Heart Queen. Heart Kingdom. This is where, well, right next to him is, well, 4 special grade cursed creatures. These 4 special grade are actually made to kind of contain a little bit of Asta's, well, Asta also known as Ryomen Sukuna power. This is where they actually have 1 finger, but they don't actually have it inside them. They just have like this energy flowing through them. This is where, they are actually protecting, well, the Queen of Curses. The Queen of Curses is none other than Sally. Sally has actually became a cursed spirit herself. You see here, Radius and Sally actually became, well, cursed creatures. But, well, mostly a cursed spirit. So where Sally's eyes are actually completely different. Her eyes are actually a shape to be kind of like, well, it's kind of jagged. How should I say? It's like a diamond shaped eye, like they're diamond, and of course in the middle it's actually just a dot, and of course, well, the dot is kind of like pinkish, like it's pink. Her diamond one is like the diamond eye is actually, instead of being black, well, no, it's pink, and the dot inside it is actually, well, actually like a star, a little bit like an explosion star or whatever. So it'd be the shape like that, and of course the color is, well, white. Of course, well, she kind of has, well, kind of like horns sticking out of her, like if she was some kind of devil, but really she's not much of a devil. It's mostly her kind of like axolotl kind of mixed with her, but yeah. Of course, this is where she can transform her body into kind of using the same, what's it called, magic spell, into bringing out like an axolotl. The same kind of, well, goo or whatever is like on the axolotl, but yeah. Of course, you can transform her hand in doing that, but yeah, capture people like that. Does it work? Well, she's also able to use mana, but at the same time curse energy. But yeah. Does it work? Well, she's very proficient in reverse curse energy, so she can really heal herself pretty easily, faster than anyone. But yeah. Does it work? Well, she is kind of telling ladies to go find me more specimen. Yeah. Does it work? Well, she also kind of has a blackish, like a dark blackish purplish color crown on top of her, and this is where she's saying, "Go get more, yeah." This is where Asta appears right now, putting his hand around Sally and saying, "What are you doing here?" Curse of, well, Queen of Curses. This is where, well, Sally's face becomes like a darkish purple and says, "Asta, well, you see here, I'm just here to experiment on the humans." Asta says, "Oh, is that really what you're here for?" Okay, keep going on. "Well, don't get in my way that much, Sally. Also, I think you two should probably start leaving. I'm going to destroy this kingdom in an instant." Sally says, she pouts and says, "What? Why? I haven't even experimented on all of them." Asta looks around and says, "Listen to me, Sally. Either you go or you don't. The choice is yours." Sally pouts and says, "Fine, I'll do it." She says, "Come on, Radies." And this is where Radies says, "I'm not a dog. God damn it." He follows anyway, because yeah. The cursed special grace decides to take Sally away, but yeah. Of course, not before they took so many humans onto experiment on them, but yeah. That's to say, whatever. Also disappear in a blink of an eye. Right now, cracking the ground and appearing in, well, the Heart Queen, like, what's it called, castle. Mostly the place. This is where Veronica is actually let go. And of course, Veronica says, "Why did you let me go?" Mimosa said. Well, not Mimosa. Mimosa said to Veronica, "Because we need all the power and help. We don't know who we're getting attacked by. Who are they anyway?" They look at the magic knight. He says, "I don't know what he was. He looked like some kind of squid. I don't know what he looked like. He kind of looks like Kadutu. Not Kadutu. Kahulu. Or that one kind of like octopus face, giant beasts and all that, like in the mythic legends and all that. Cthulhu or Cthulhu. Oh, I don't know how you say it, but yeah, that's how Droog looks like. But yeah, Droog managed to get into the Heart Queen Kingdom. This is where Mariana says, "I see. So you're the one to attack." This is where Hanami actually appears from the ground and says, "It seems you're here also, Jargugo." This is where Jargugo says, "Of course. I would not miss this. Where's Lord Sukuna at?" This is where, well, Hanami says he should be here. Asta appears in the blink of an eye, appearing in the middle between them. This is where Asta says, "Ah, so you're here, Noel, Mimosa, Mariana, and the Heart Queen. I didn't expect people that I know a little bit to be here. So I wonder how strong you gotten." Asta smiles with this evil grin. So where, Noel says, "Asta, I will defeat you. I will defeat you and show you that I became stronger, that I become much more stronger. I will save you, even if I have to kill you." I will free you from your pain. Asta smiles and says, pain? I don't feel pain. Actually, I feel much better. I feel so much lighter, so much stronger. What do you mean, pain? Swear Noelle. She rushes at Asta right now in Valkyrie armor, having two actual swords in this time. Her Valkyrie armor, she mentioned, is a very, very lightish blue color. This is where, well, she has a crown on her head, and of course, like an actual crown, not like that one crown like original Ken. But she has two great swords, and she can actually pick them up and carry them easily because they're actually made out of water. And she starts trying to slash at Asta. Asta dodges, saying, so you're going against me first. Interesting. I wonder if you can even kill me. Noelle, Sylveon. This is where Drogo says, he doesn't really talk. And of course, Mariana says, you're going against me. She doesn't even know if this creature is actually made out of water or can use water techniques. Because, yeah. And this is where Hanami is right now fighting against Mimosa. Mimosa say, off we fighting against you. This is where Veronica is right now staying next to the Heart Queen. And of course, just in case they ever need backup. Of course, the Heart Queen is getting ready to actually help them. And also that one lightning dude is there also. This is where, well, what's it called? The Water Spirit is actually also helping Noelle against Asta. Asta's dodging slash attacks. He's dodging to the right, left, side, twisting down, like he just twists to the side and even duck down, jump up from a slash, and pretty much easily dodging Noelle. This is where Noelle tries to send both of her swords into Asta from both sides, and this is where Asta grabs both of the swords. And this is where he crushes them, like he breaks them, and then tries to knee at Noelle. Noelle had to dodge the knee, but of course, the air around when she managed to dodges rips, it just sends a shockwave. This is where even though she wasn't hit by the knee, a shockwave did hit her, smashing her to the ground. This is where she managed to land by kind of putting both of her feet down. She was pushing around, but she managed to just put her hand down, the one with the still broken sword, to kind of stop her being pushed away. This is where she then creates both of her swords to become actually stronger. Instead of great swords, she actually makes them into a Reaper sword and starts rushing at Asta to try to speed and slash at him. This is where she realized that not the heavy bluntness, the heavy sharpness will actually help. Instead, it must be sharp and fast. So of course, she's trying to cut him by jabbing both of the swords very fast. And of course, this is where, not jabbing both of the swords very fast. She's using the other sword to start swinging faster at Asta. Asta's easily dodging all the jab attacks and all the slashes. That's where Asta appears right in front of Noelle and says, you really have become a little stronger. Asta is kind of instantly on a level from the torso. And some of the jabs he couldn't really dodge, but just get hit by it. But of course, they don't really do much damage to him because he is basically the king of curses. So of course, he heals in an instant thanks to his reverse curse energy. This is where, Asta says, well, it's your loss, Noelle. Asta appears grabbing her from the face and smashing her to the ground. This is where she couldn't even stop trying to flip over and trying to smash down to the ground and trying to put her legs out. She couldn't do that. Instead, she just smashes the ground and then dent the ground. This is where Asta's laughing. Veronica tries to use her curse spells at Asta. They didn't work out against Asta. Asta instead says, what was that anyway? You're really annoying. Asta just claw the air and Veronica gets cut into, a million pieces. She is dead now. The Heart Queen will widen her eyes. But we go into Drogo and Mimosa's battle. Drogo's right now fighting against, Mariana. Mariana goes into full power of her mana, mana domain, or whatever it's called. Mana flow? No, not mana flow. Is it mana flow? I want to say it's not mana flow, it's mana domain, where it's like a domain around she can create with fire and all that. And so where, it's pretty heating up and starts sending so many punches at Drogo. Drogo is getting smashed down, punched, and knocked the hell out. This is where, Drogo seems to be losing, but Drogo goes into a Pacific hand sign and says, Domain Expansion. This is where, well, depths of slumber. This is where multiple sea creatures appear. Of course, trapping Mariana in a domain. And this is where she tries to attack, well, Jogo. So it is Dagon. I think that's what I said. Or did I mix that up and kind of put the O and A in reverse? Fuck, I don't know. But of course, this is where he then just sent the sea creatures. Like, he made so many sea creatures, and of course, the domain expansion accuracy is 100%. So all the attacks is gonna hit you, okay? This is where the mono domain actually gets destroyed because the domain expansion managed to overpower the mono flow or mono domain flow or whatever the hell it's called. And of course, this is where Mariana tries to punch at the sea creature, trying to make them disappear. But of course, this is where she cannot escape. And of course, this is where she is right now attacked from every side. And this is where she's all bloody. This is where she doesn't give up. This is where she sent a very powerful fire attack at Drogo. But Drogo decided to put his hand into a very powerful curse energy water attack. This is where he says, deep sea blue punch. This is where his fist becomes into having like this water bubble around it and becomes a deep sea blue color. And of course, Mariana says, fire punch! Lion's roar! This is where, well, their both punches collide in the middle of the story in this domain expansion. But of course, this is where, well, something explodes between the domain expansion and the monoflow thing. Because the monoflow is, over the domain expansion, but of course, both of them explode. That's where Mariana is kind of having no arm. She also has no heart. This is where, well, Drogo has the heart. And also, his fist is blown off. But of course, this is where he has the heart of Mariana. This is where he says, pathetic human. Crushes the heart in his hand. This is where his arm now regenerates thanks to his curse energy. This is where his reverse curse energy. This is where he says, I will not lose to an enemy like you. This is where we go into Mimosa and, well, Hanami. Hanami is right now just attacking Mimosa by using curse roots, like curse vine roots and all that, or even vines or anything to attack Mimosa. Mimosa is trying to block and heal herself just in case because she does get hit by half of it. This is where she makes a sword and tries to slash at, well, she says, Flower Princess sword. This is where she tries to slash at, well, Hanami. Hanami managed to block the sword by grabbing it, breaking it, and then punching Mimosa by using his still white hand. He's not using the one that's right now just covered up, the black one. This is where, well, Mimosa says, I won't lose. She's trying, but of course she's only a healer. She specializes in healing. She knows that she will not win against Hanami. This is where Hanami says, then you will die, human child. Goodbye. This is where Hanami managed to transform his hand into tree roots, and of course managed to stab into Mimosa's heart, and of course rip out her heart. Mimosa dies. She was not strong enough to go against Hanami. Hanami is pretty damn strong. This is where, he still hasn't used his arm, the other one that has been covered up. So yeah, this is where Drogo, he's trying to heal his arm, but this is where the lightning dude tries to attack, well, Drogo, but before a lightning dude can actually punch at Drogo, before Drogo can actually heal fast enough, this is where Hanami appears, sending roots from the ground, stabbing into this guy. This guy gets hit. His spine, from his chest, hits his spine. This is where he coughed up blood, because I also did hit his heart. Like, it cut it a little bit. I managed to just miss a little bit, but still cut it. This is where he's coughing up blood. He's like, no. This is where the Heart King says, no! I forgot it's got the name, but yeah, the lightning loop. This is where, she then tries to send a very powerful water attack at both Hanami and Drogo. Drogo dodges and Hanami also, but this is where Noelle smashes to the ground. The water spirit is right now destroyed, not unable to kind of respond. Asta managed to freeze the water spirit with a curse energy attack, because yes, he knows a bunch of curse energies. And this is where he also destroys it with his fist, using a very powerful curse energy punch. This is where, well, the curse underneath punch is called double hit, but yeah, it destroys something with a double hit, yeah. But of course, the water spirit is trying to reform, but it's not fast enough. And of course, no one's on the ground. This is where she says, damn it, I couldn't defeat you, Asta. Kill me then. This is where Asta says, nah. This is where Asta walks past her. This is where, well, she tries to make a water sword and tries to stab at Asta, but Asta cut her head off, killing her in an instant. This is where she is dead now. This is where the Heart Queen realized that whoever these people are, they're so dangerous, so much more powerful than her kingdom. She looks outside into her kingdom by using what she can now see and all that. She sees a great chunk of them is actually dying to special grave curse spirits. Because yes, 2 special grave spirits were left behind by Sally. This is where, well, she wanted to find more people to experiment on. So that's why she left them behind. Of course, all the humans were being slaughtered like the animals they were. Because cursed spirits sees, well, humans as just pathetic to them. But yeah, because you know, who's arrogant as hell? Sukuna is. But yeah. This is where we go into, well, Asta. Asta says, well, too bad, Heart Queen. Seems that you lost. And the last kingdom there ever is now is the Clover King. The Clover Kingdom. It seems that the heart, the spade, and the diamond has fallen. You lose. This is where she says, I will never die. Well, she says, I might die, but the human race will never die. We'll never bow down to you. Asta's laughing, saying, well, that's a shame for you. Asta appears, grabbing her from the neck, crushing it, killing her in an instant. We go now into Asta, Hanami, and even the special grades and Drogo going towards the Clover Kingdom. The Clover Kingdom is right now in utter disarray. Right now being attacked by multiple cursed spirits that are turned, well, humans turn into cursed spirits thanks to Mahito, and of course Jogo attacking multiple captains. Like, he is sending multiple fire attacks. Fire insects to blow up some of the captains. Fire punches to punch some of them. He even fought against Yami and even, Vengeance. And so, well, they are right now trying to attack, Jogo. Jogo was almost hit by Yuno's wind, a wind spirit's arrow. This is where Jogo managed to dodge and says, I see you, so I'll be going against you now. After some of the captains are down to the ground and all that, this is where he says, well, Yuno says, where's Asta? Huh? Oh, you must be talking with Sukuna. Well, he is busy right now, so you'll be fighting me. This is where, well, Yuno says, die then. He sends multiple, well, spirit wind arrows at Jogo. Jogo sends his fire insects to try to hit the arrows. When the insect gets closer, it explodes from the frequency and all, or like a sound, I think so. Was it frequency? I can't remember how he using that. But of course they explode, and of course this is where he says, this is where he has to dodge. Those arrows manage to pierce through them. This is where Jogo gets quite annoying and says, "Urgh." He's right now twisting something in his ear because, yeah. So, well, Mahito said, aw, Jogo, are you right now struggling with a human? You know, if you need help, I can... Jogo says, shut the fuck up! I am not struggling against no pathetic human. No human will ever show me, what's it called? Show me who's powerful. I don't need your help. This work. Well, Mahito's right now laughing. Why so angry, Jogo? It's not that much, what's it called? You need to relax sometimes. Jogo's pissed. This is where Mahito almost gets hit by a wind spirit arrow, and he looks at the human out, and says, you pathetic creature. Dare to attack me? You're fighting Jogo. Don't get too arrogant of yourself, thinking that you can go against me. He spits on the ground. This is where, well, says, I'll defeat all of you. I'll protect the Clover King. Even if I have to, well, not Clover King, the Clover Kingdom. Even if I have to destroy Asta. This is where Mahito is right now struggling to, like, look serious at, well, because he's struggling to laugh. This is where he started bursting out in laughter. Shogo also chuckled, saying, you? Fighting is a curse of, the king of curses, please. You wouldn't even last even a couple of seconds with him. You? Really? If I can defeat the captains, might you be any difference between those captain ranks? Please, you're nothing more than a pathetic, insolent creature. This is why, says, is that so true? When one of the other squads defeating your cursed spirits or whatever the hell there are, those creatures. Mahito realized that they are kind of losing the cursed spirits, but this is where more cursed spirits appear. But these are actually human undead. Yes, Radius came and says, hello there, Mahito. That's why Mahito says, Radius, you're here. So, are you find more people of the undead to turn into cursed spirits? Yes. They are all going towards the kingdom. They are extremely slow half the damn time. Yeah, how did you deal with them anyway? Oh, he just says, just walking and kind of singing at the same time, making them go faster. That's where Radius says, Wait, that's not helping. That's where Mahito says, I'm just kidding. We just got here earlier. He says, it was so much easier to get here. This is where, Radius says, I see. This is where someone rushes at Radius and says, die! This is where Radius uses a curse technique, saying human, what's called human undead cursed creatures. This is where, the human was getting close to Radius until a cursed spirit rushes and jumps onto the human, biting him in the, arm. Right now, transforming his body into a new cursed puppet for, Radius. Radius says, good. The infection will start. Cursed energy infection starting. This is where, multiple cursed spirits are rushing in to our Radius to attack humans and bite them to infect them with the new virus that he made. This is where, Sally says, no fair. How am I else gonna be able to experiment on humans? Mahito says, you're here, lady, what's it called? Yeah. Lady Curse, Queen of Curses. Sally, I thought you will be back at the castle. She says, nah, it's too boring over there. There's nothing to do and I can't experiment on live humans when they're kind of dying left and right. That's where Mahito says, I guess you're right. This is where, when saw Sally, he said, weren't you under arrested? Why are you here now? This is where when he tried to sense some magic from Sally, Sally had none. Well, none that you can truly sense that much. She is now a cursed spirit, and also is Radius, but yeah. This is where she says, you see here, I became the Queen of Curses. She shows up like a ring and all that. And Asta does have one also, we go on to him. But of course, Asta is getting to the kingdom, but of course he is stopped. Stopped by 5 different people. One has very ugly ass face, no, just kidding. This is Vortex, because he made a portal magic. And the other 4 is Partry, Vote, Raya, and Fauna. They all appear saying Asta. Asta says, Partry, you're here. Now, why are you getting in my way of getting to the Clover Kingdom? Are you here to stop me or something? Please, don't even try. I'm here to give revenge for all the humans what they did in their terrible, terrible ways. Do you not want me to help you? That's where Partry says, this is not the way of forgiving them, Asta. You taught me the way of forgiving them, but you are doing the opposite. Asta smiles and says, I was such a big-ass fool for believing that humans were nothing but good people. I'm such an idiot. I thought with a few words I can talk people down. Well, that's not the case. So if that's not the case, then I won't talk them down. Instead, I will make sure they feel nothing but despair and pain and fear. Asta smiles. So well, Poetry says, I will not let you do that. This is where he sends light attacks, well, what's it called, light spear attacks at Asta. Asta starts dodging and starts rushing at Poetry. This is where Poetry starts kind of sending more attacks. Raya and what's it called, Fauna attack, well, Hanami. And this is where, well, not Hanami, mostly, Jogo, because Jogo did take on both of them. And this is where, well, I don't remember how you say that. And Voltron kind of fight against, well, Jogo. Jogo is right now saying, I see, I must take you all down. That's where he starts fighting against the Beast Dude. And of course, they're just punching. And that's where the Beast Dude says, it's all about hope. And I will not let someone like you destroy the hope of the humanity. Even if we were getting close to rebuilding the hope between the relationship of the elves and humans, I will not let some creature like you stop me. Drogo starts fighting, saying, you will not win against me. I am a cursed spirit. A cursed, well, special grade cursed spirit. I'm stronger than you ever believed in your life. This is where, well, Drogo managed to uppercut the Beast Dude and right now sending him up. This is where he rushes at Vortex, and Vortex managed to make a portal and says, we will not lose. We will just keep fighting you for the hope of the human race and the elf race. This is where, well, Hanami is right now fighting against, well, Fauna and even what's it called, Raya. Raya has a dark cloak sword, while Fauna is using her fire breath attacks to fight against Hanami. Now Hanami sees that this seems to be a disadvantage against him. He is a somewhat plant-based type, and he's fighting against a fire and a darkness user, or mostly a copy user, because Asta knows that Raya copies stuff. This is where, well, Hanami says, I see. This seems to be unfair for what I'm fighting. I wish Drogo was here to fight you. Well, not the point. That's where he sends these cursed spirits out of it, like his hand and all that. Like he sent them out, what's it called, both Fauna and even what's it called, like Raya. Fauna makes a firewall. This is where she says, what's it called? She makes a firewall, and this is where, well, Raya tries to attack, well, like through the firewall, a dark cloak slice. This is where, well, he also sends a light spear at, well, Hanami. Hanami's like these cursed creatures were supposed to kind of like, they kind of absorb cursed energy. So if you were using cursed energy, you would get them fucked up. But of course, they don't use cursed energy. Instead, they're using like these positive emotions, so it doesn't affect them either. This is where, well, so they get burnt in an instant from the fire magic, and of course, this is where a dark cloak and a light spear almost hits Hanami. Hanami dodges. He like dodges underground and attacks Raya, grabbing him from the face and smashing him to the ground. This is where, well, Hanami sent a like he puts his fist into having a brass knuckles, but instead of having they being brass, they're actually made out of wood and all that, and punches Raya in the face. Raya now has these hole marks in his face. Right now he's screaming in pain, agony and pain. He realized that, well, whoever this person is strong as fuck. Of course, where, well, Raya tries again to attack. Well, what's it called? And so where, well, Raya tries to like attack back at Hanami, but Hanami managed to make wood spikes from the ground appear, stabbing, well, upon Raya and then wrapping around him so he wouldn't move. This is where Fauna tries to free Raya, but this is where, well, Hanami starts fighting against, well, what's called Fauna. Fauna realized that she is not much of a close combat, but of course, this is where Hanami realized that she's trying to get away from him. This is where, well, he managed to get towards her, and this is where he says, wood style, what else called? Well, not wood style, cursed spirit energy, wood binding, what's it called, cover up. This is where a wood ball circle appear right now, covering up Fauna, smashing the wood ball down. This is where Fauna managed to burn out, but this is where her face gets smashed onto the ground. This is where Hanami actually kills Fana by stabbing her through the heart and killing her. This is where Ryan screams, "No! Damn it!" This is where he's kind of using now the what they call different different copy spells that he managed to copy. Fire, ice, water, and other things. And starts kind of trying to launch them at Hanami. This is where Hanami, he dodges all of them by going underneath the ground. And then appearing right in front of Raya, smashing his foot down to Raya's head, crushing it. This is where, we're going to the Beast 2 right now, fighting against Drogo. Drogo is right now fighting against both of them. This is where, Drogo, I wouldn't say he's stronger than Jogo, Makihito, or even what's Hanami. But of course, this is where, he might not be as strong as all three of those, or even Asta. This is where he says domain expansion, depth swarm. This is where multiple cursed spirits of water appears. Right now attacking both the Beast Dude and also what's called the Teleportation Dude. The Teleportation Dude tried to make a portal, but of course when they go to that portal, they still manage to hit him because it's still 100% accuracy. Even whatever you do will not be able to direct the attacks. Well, I think you can't really direct the attacks unless you're Gojo and you can just use Limitless and you can just stop them. But yeah, so where Asta, not Asta, mostly Asta is fighting against Partridge, and of course when Partridge kind of tries to sense at the others, he realizes all of them are dead. The Beast Dude has multiple holes inside him, even with Khan, his newest friend, the Teleportation Dude, is kind of dead because, his whole body, like entire upper body, is gone. But yeah, this is where Partridge is getting mad. This is where he becomes a dark elf, half dark elf. And his grimoire is still light but half dark, and of course starts sending dark and light arrows. Light dark arrows, not arrows, spears and arrows that he creates from the thin air, and starts sending them at Asta. Asta sees this, and this is where he smiles and says, so you're going all out now? Fine. Let me show you a very powerful curse technique I have. This is where he says open, and this is where something he says red. This is where, a little red ball appears on Asta's finger. He flicks it towards the attacks coming towards him, but also towards, mostly the attacks. And this is where all the attacks get reversed and go straight towards, Partridge. Partridge realizes he tries to dodge it, but they're all going so fast. So before even able to dodge, he gets actually hit. This is where he falls onto the ground and it's like, how did you do that? Oh, don't worry about it. You see here, I'm special. You're not, so die. Asta, his hands, his claw hands, mostly fingernails, becomes extended, and he kind of rips off, Partridge's head off. But yeah, now we go towards the, next, we go back in towards the Clover Kingdom. The Clover Kingdom is right now in utter disarray. The Black Bulls are trying to fight against the, cursed spirits and other things, but yeah, of course, everyone's going to fight and all that. They're fighting, attacking, and trying to win against him. This is where, Sally, Radies, Mahito, and also, Jogo are right now fighting against, not really mostly fighting against everyone. This is where their armies are right now taking out a lot of them, infecting them and other things. But yeah, this is where, before Yuno can actually try to finish Jogo by a wind arrow that was so powerful enough to just pierce through a lot of attacks from Jogo. Jogo says, no, fine, I'll have to do this domain expansion, my final trap card. This is where Asta appears, grabbing the arrow, breaking it, saying, hello there, Yuno. This is where he is smiling. And this is where, Yuno says, Asta. Asta says, whoa, you have so much hatred towards me. Why's that? This is where, Yuno says, I will win. I won't lose to you or anyone. I won't let you destroy this kingdom. I won't let you kill our family. I won't let you do any of this. Asta says, oh, Yuno. You seem to be a little bit weaker than Noelle. Are you sure you were training, or were you grieving for your mama and father, since they're dead in the Spade Kingdom? This is where, well, Yuno says, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm an orphan from the club. That's where Asta says, no, 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 no. Mahito kind of pulls out this paper and mostly kind of unwraps it off, and it looks to just be like this dark brown thing, whatever. But of course, it transformed back into human. It looks to have longish black, just jet black hair. These, wait. She had, well, these kind of like hazel eyes, and of course, she was wondering where she was. She started coughing up because she's still sick, and this is where she sees her baby boy, Yuno. She says her last name, and this is where Yuno says, wait, who are you? It's me, your mother. But before she even gets close to, well, what's it called, Yuno, or tries to walk towards him, her head falls off. Asta was the one to kill her. Asta smiles and says, so, Yuno, how's mama? It's where, well, Yuno's just face becomes utter rage. That he explodes with nothing but mana. He is so angry, saying, you bastard, you're nothing but a monster. Nothing but a monster, Asta. I have to kill you. I have to save this, well, world. I have to save everyone. I won't let a monster like you live any longer. Asta smiles and says, whoa. Those are some very spicy fighting words. Are you here to go after me and kill me or what? Whatever. It's not like you're gonna be able to do anything. You know, this is where he explodes and becomes the full transformation of the spirit form. This is where two grimoires appears. This is where he starts sending stars and wind arrows at Asta. Asta starts dodging pretty easily. This is where an actual saw attack almost hit him. It was called star saws. This is where, well, Asta's dodging, saying, whoa, you're trying to really kill me, you know? This is where he told the others to fight against the other captains, but yeah. This is where Jogo fought against Fogolion, and even what's called Nozel. But he says, domain expansion. Wait, what's it again? He says, Coffin of Iron Mountain. This is where he sent so many attacks, like fiery rocks, lava, and even lava spikes at both Nozel and Fogolion. They couldn't react fast enough. And Fogolion did try to use his salamander to break out of the domain, but he couldn't. So of course both of them died. Next was Hanami versus not Hanami, but yeah, Hanami versus some captains, some people from the Golden Dawn. This is where he says domain expansion. Sunflower obliteration. This is where, well, he did absorb a lot of energy when he was in the Heart Kingdom, but of course he sends the attack and they obliterate through so many of them, just destroys them a lot. This is where Mahito was going against Yami and even Vengeance, and also, Vengeance was going against Mahito. Mahito managed to obliterate him. This is where, not Mahito, mostly Hanami, and this is where Mahito is going against, well, Yami and like the Dream Person and other people. And this is where, well, he says domain expansion. Perfection. I think that's what's called. He says self-embodiment of imperfection towards Yami and managed to switch his soul entirely and to destroy it. This is where he managed to make the perfect cursed being, and of course started killing off the Black Bulls. But yeah, this is where Mahito did that with some other cats and some other people. But yeah, this is where when Asta was fighting against, well, Yuno managed to send multiple star saws, star attacks, ninja stars, arrow attacks, wind bullets, wind tornadoes at, well, Asta. Asta couldn't dodge all of it, so of course he gets cut into a million pieces. This is where Asta's head is still on the ground, and of course his other body parts are down in the ground. Yuno says, I won, you bastard. Now I get to kill you. This is why when he's getting towards, well, Asta's head, Asta smiles and says, yeah, right. Reverse curse energy. Healment of embodiment. This is where his whole body were just an extremely fast pace. Asta dodged. He twisted from the axe that was about to hit his head and like kicks at Yuno. Yuno gets pushed back and says, "Damn it! Why won't you just stay dead?" Asta says, "Oh, that will not be necessary." I swear, all of the what's it called patterns around Asta's body change. They all start glowing. Asta says, "Let me show you a very powerful domain expansion I have." Domain expansion. He says, "Sotenomeno nonanamina." So it means everything and nothing at the same time. It was pitch black, but at the same time white. This is where so many different techniques appear around Asta. So many cursed techniques. This is where I even had infinity and limitless and other things. Well, limitless is the same thing as infinity. This is where, well, Asta says, "So, how do you like this? I will show you how many techniques I have." Asta claps his hand, appears, sending a powerful knee attack into Yuno. This is where Asta says frozen knee, stabs into Yuno, and Yuno freezes his back. This is where other techniques start smashing upon him. This is where, well, Asta says, "Well, too bad, Yuno. It seems that you have lost now." Red, blue, hollow purple. He sends a hollow purple at Yuno. Yuno's like, "I won't lose." Star heavily. A block. This is where when he tries to make a star in front of him before he's all hurt, he's like multiple cuts, burns, and other things around his body. The star tries to protect him until it shatters. It gets erased. And he gets erased also by Purple Hollow. We now fast forward into, well, the future. Asta is now the ruling king over the 4 nations. He is called the King of Curses. And of course, his Queen of Curses is also Sally. They had a child who was actually called the Prince of Curses. This kid is very powerful and very manipulating and also very experimental. But of course, he is the most powerful curse being right now. This is where, well, Asta is now the age of, well, 300 years old. Yes, Asta's pretty damn old. Every other curse being that has just been born, like, at, well, before 300, or not before, like, after 300, or like newer cursed spirits and all that. But other than that, it's now full of people of cursed beings. No humans allowed in this world. But other than that, I will now end it off at this part. Well, yeah, at this part. So this is what if Asta was betrayed and was a reincarnation of Ryomen Sukuna. Or Rhino. Right? Ryomen? Right now, Ryomen. Ryomen Sukuna. I don't know. But I'm fucking it up right now. But yes, this is the end of this what if. What time is it? Oh shit, I tried to finish at like 1:59, but I couldn't, but whatever. But other than that, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato soup, potato, and good night. The end of this what if. Bye bye.